Hi everyone, welcome to the visual guide for Eden's Promise Litany. This is part of the newest raid made available by patch 5.4 in Final Fantasy XIV, Futures Rewritten. This encounter may leave you feeling faded like a shadow of your former self, but I'm here to help you smash through each mechanic. My name is Mystek and I'll be your raid guide. The main idea behind this fight is the boss's shadows will emulate the attacks that are coming from the boss himself. Forward or backward implosion will deal damage directly in front or behind the boss respectively. Players will need to dodge to the opposite side of the boss to avoid the attack. Next up, the boss will cast a shadow in a random direction and cast forward or backward shadow implosion again. To handle this, players will need to quickly identify the direction of the boss's shadow and adjust their position to avoid the attack from the shadow instead. Deep Shadow Nova will deal high raid-wide damage, shield and heal as necessary. Eventually, the boss will jump to the center and cast Spawn Shadow. 3 shadow clones will appear on the platform. The boss will then cast Shadow Warrior and tether to one of the adds. This tethered add will eventually cast a massive frontal attack that covers the entirety of the platform except for the small area directly behind it. The trick here is that the adds will jump around the platform before the cast goes off, and players will need to pay attention and follow the add to identify which one is which before adjusting behind it to avoid the attack. Fade to Shadow spawns 2 tethered shadows in 2 corners of the platform. Soon after, each add will cast a massive point-blank AoE circle attack around them. To avoid this, players can move towards the quadrants of the platform not occupied by any shadows. Anytime the boss stands up on his hind legs and lifts his sword, all players need to immediately move out of melee range to avoid the incoming point-blank AoE attack. Umbra Smash is a multi-hit tankbuster that also applies a slashing resist debuff on any target's hit. This is immediately followed by Shadow's Edge, another massive tankbuster towards the primary target. To handle this, you can immunity through all of the hits or tank swap with smaller cooldowns after the 4th slash. Right or left Giga Smash will affect the entirety of the platform to the right or left of the boss respectively. All players should move to the opposite side to avoid this attack. Right or left Shadow Slash works in the same manner, however players will need to dodge the attack in relation to the Shadow clone. Void Gate spawns a number of circles around the platform that require 2 players in each to soak. Players standing in these circles are afflicted by bleed, so healers be ready to top everyone off. Eventually, knockback arrows will form around the boss and all players will be pushed away from the boss and dealt raid-wide damage. Be careful not to get pushed into the wall and heal through the damage as necessary. During the next round of Shadow Warrior clones, the boss will also be casting Shadowy Eruption, which will place AoE circles underneath certain players. After players dodge the appropriate shadow clone, they'll need to quickly run away to avoid the AoE circle explosions. As the encounter progresses, the boss may spawn more than 1 shadow clone in sequence. The same rules apply here, and players will need to quickly adjust to dodge each attack as they occur in the order that the shadows spawned. From this point on, you'll notice these mechanics will overlap with increased difficulty. Be sure to dodge AoE attacks appropriately and use knockback immunities or proper positioning to your advantage. Once you get used to looking for the shadows and the orientation of each attack relative to them, you'll get this down in no time. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Up next, we're heading into Eden's Promise and Amorphosis. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.